Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley and I own a small crochet business called Golden Cherry Blossom Crochet Co. And today I'm going to show you what I've made in like January and so far in February. I know it's kind of like a weird video. Sorry, my cup. I know it's kind of like not a weird video, but it's a lot mixed in, and I wanted to have a market video for my last market of the year, which was a Christmas market. And the market, it was slow. Actually, there were a lot of people there, but they really weren't buying much. Not from me, not from like hardly anybody else. I did make back like the booth fee and everything, but it wasn't up to my expectations, I guess I should say. And I don't know if I will be back next year or this year, I guess. But the thing is, that market was so cold. It was absolutely freezing. It's in a place where they have the farmers market in the summertime. But this market, it's kind of, the building itself is like a breezeway, I guess, in a way. I don't know what used to be there, but, and I keep knocking my shelf, sorry guys. My ADHD is ADHDing today. I apologize. Anyway, we literally froze our butts off there. And for what? That was pretty much it. The highlight of that market would be that I sold my flower dragon that I had. And I sell that for $45. That's the second one that I've sold. I really should raise the price on it because it takes me forever, because you have to sew on the wings and all the legs and the little horns and the little flowers that are supposed to go on it. And anyway, that sold. I sold a few possums. Little things. A lot of little things sold. So then I kind of got in a funk after that. And then in January, if you hear rustling in the background, those are my cats. They've decided to be really hyper today. Cosmo, come here. They might. My cats are named Cosmo and Cheeto, by the way. I got in a really bad funk in January, and it snowed a lot, and I'm a teacher, so I was off of school for almost 2 weeks straight, which was kind of nice. It was kind of nice, but that's neither here nor there. I spent a lot of time crocheting and building up my inventory for this year's market season, because last year, not that I got in over my head, but I felt like I just was consistently underprepared. So I'm like, I'm going to take this time and get a jump start. So here's what I made in January. And this may be a little bit random. I have a basket and then a bag down here. Okay, starting off, I have 3. Oh, they almost look red on camera. This is hot pink Premier yarn from the Dollar Tree. 2 have a lighter yellow beak. This one has a darker beak. I sell these for $8. My cat, I'm sorry. I sell these for $8. And they take me no time, and it's a free pattern on Instagram. I have more ducks in here, and they must be down at the bottom. So for right now, I have 1 purple duck and 2 mallard ducks. I also have a light blue duck. He's got a little bit of stuffing on his little beak here, or bill. I have a light blue duck. Oh my goodness, his little stuffing. And then, so I may have some more ducks later. But then I got on this huge Drift the Octopus kick. Drift the Octopus from, I believe it's the Crochet Carpenter on Etsy. It's a paid pattern. Now with this pattern, you can make it as the plushie, as what I have done, or you can make it as a finger puppet. I don't know how good the finger puppets would sell for me, so I'm keeping it just with plushies. I have a bunch. Okay, so I have this one. He is made with the burlap blanket. I call it the speckle yarn. I forget exactly what it's called. This type of yarn is good for making chickens and loaf cats and stuff like that. But I decided to make him with this color. Gosh, it was probably like the third or fourth one I made. I decided to use this color because most octopi are red, aren't they? Like the ones, I just think of like the ones in the Pacific Ocean. I'm pretty sure they're red. So here he is. This is a no-sew pattern, and I think that's why I like it so much, because I'm not having to sew on anything. You only sew the little hole close and then just weave in your ends, and that's it. Great design. I love this pattern. So I have one. I think I'm going to sell them for, I think I have it listed on my spreadsheet for 30. Might try 30 and see. No. I think I listed it for 25. Because it takes like right at an hour to make. And then, you know, the burlap blanket is not cheap. And I have 3 green ones. So I have 3. And again, it's just the same pattern and same yarn, just different color. It's the burlap speckled in the green colorway. And then I have 2 here that are, he's got some fuzz on him, made with the burlap blankets. It's not mystical. I think it's tie-dye-ish. I got this yarn from Ollie's, because if you didn't know, I think I mentioned it in my last video that Ollie's had a buyout sale of Joann's. So Ollie's is an overstock store, and they got a lot of the Joann's leftover yarn, and even now, because I bought this months ago, even now they still have some Red Heart yarn. And then I went yesterday because I saw that they have Juicy Couture yarn in some stores, and I use that to make my scrunchies. So I have been religiously checking my Ollie's. Well, yesterday I went and they had some just big twist regular acrylic, $2.99 a skein. However, their burlap blanket, $4.99 a skein. And I'm pretty sure this is the tie-dye one, because there's one that stripes, and I believe I used that one for the Triceratops previously. Anyway, I have 2 of these, and you know, they are unique because of the colorway. So even though it's the same color, they look a little bit different. I think this one looks a little bit more mean than the other one. Okay. I have a random bandana in here. I've already made a couple in this colorway. This is yarn from Hobby Lobby. I like using this yarn for bandanas. That's mainly what I make with it. So I have one of these. I have some more bandanas in here somewhere. Okay. And then I have a Highland cow. I've made one of these before, and it sold immediately. I didn't even get to put him on the table. I had him in my lap at a market, and I was finishing him when 2 people came in the booth, and they were like, is that one for sale? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm just finishing it up. And they were like, okay, how much you want for it? I sold them for 30. And I feel like this one turned out smaller. I don't know what I did. Also, the bangs are a little bit different than what I did previously. So, his bangs are they're doing something. And I don't know if the something is good. But they're there. He's really cute. I live in rural Appalachia. I live in a small town. And people just go crazy for farm animals here. And I mean, Highland cows are cute. I'll give them that. So yeah, they sell pretty well. I feel like his ears have somehow gotten a little stuck up a little bit too much. There we go. That's better. Okay. But yeah, I plan to sell him for 30. And then I got on a cow kick a little bit. I made this one, and he's a little blueberry cow. I didn't put any horns on him or anything because I kind of got tired, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. So, now the Highland cow pattern, I used a cow pattern here on YouTube that was a tutorial. And it works up, like you make the arms first, and then a leg, and then the other leg, and you attach and work up, and it's no-sew except for the ears and the horns on the Highland cow, and the muzzle. This one is a fruit cow pattern, and I forget the person who made it. It is like a 12-in-1 fruit cow pattern. The pattern itself, like the PDF file, is really long. And with the fruit cows, they come with, like, you can make the fruit for the horns, and then you can make the little bag. And I made the bag, but I didn't want to make the horns. So here he is. I think he's cute. I think he will be loved dearly by somebody who maybe likes blue or blueberries or anyway, the solid blue yarn is Bernat Blanket, and I got it from Ben Franklin Crafts over in Kingsport, Tennessee. And I love Ben Franklin. It's one of the best craft stores. If you have a Ben Franklin near you, go support them, because Michael's is expensive. We know this, because why are they charging $14 for a skein of Bernat Blanket? Anyway, my Ben Franklin got the skein for like $10, I think. And then the speckled blue, well, it's not like speckle. I don't even know the color name. It's Bernat Blanket. I got it from Ollie's, $4.99. But with this pattern for the fruit cow, you had to sew literally everything. You had to sew in the legs. You had to sew on the head. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm going to rework this pattern backwards so I'm not having to sew. And it worked out perfect. The only thing I sewed on was his muzzle and his ears. So I worked it to where, sorry, cats. They are scratching on my treadmill. So I made it to where you close the arms here and single crochet, so you're able to just crochet them in. And then the head, I looked at the pattern and I turned it around and wrote it backwards. And here it is. So I will say that the pattern itself is very well written, but I'm not doing all this work. And when I bought this pattern like a year ago, I didn't realize that it was like, I would say, a high sew pattern. I didn't realize. if I can make something like lower sew, I'm going to. Because I feel like every time I try to sew on the head of a plushie, I always get it crooked and then I get angry, and it's a whole thing that I just don't need to go through. But if you're good at sewing and you like doing that, by all means, do it. But yeah, this pattern is really good, really detailed, lots of pictures, and lots of extras like the little bags. Anyway, he's really cute. Okay, so this one is a Triceratops. I mentioned earlier the tie-dye yarn. This one is the striped yarn, I believe. And his eyes look a little crooked. They are embroidered because I was like, I'll make him baby safe. This is a pattern from Crochet by Jenna. It's in her book. I love her book. The no-sew amigurumi. See, no-sew. I am a no-sew proponent. He's cute. I'm still not the best at embroidering eyes, but it'll be able to be loved by a baby. As you can see, one leg showing up on here. When I made this, I didn't realize that one leg was different from the others. But yeah, one leg is a little bit different color than the others, and then you can see where the stripe changes to a different color there. But overall, it's cute. I had one that was also made with the purple striping yarn that sold at one of my markets back in October. I think I sold that one for $25 or $30. This one, I thought I made two, but I only made one. This one is another pattern from Crochet by Jenna in her No Sew Amigurumi book. It is a mallard that is laying down. He's super cute. This is the first time I've made him. People just love mallards, guys. There's something that's so distinct about a mallard. This one is made with Parfait Chunky. I will say, for me and my tension, I do use a 4mm hook with Parfait Chunky. I feel like any more than that, it's too loose for me. But yeah, he's super cute. Super cute. I think I'm going to try to sell him for $18 because he did take me about an hour or so to make. So, I was looking for a really good, not like loaf Highland cow, but I guess that's what this is. I was looking for a really good Highland cow pattern that's different from the one I showed you earlier. For market prepping, because that one takes me a little bit of time. And I was like, I would really like something quick for market prepping. So I did find this pattern on Etsy and I paid for it. I can't remember the pattern designer. And the pattern's good, and she even had videos to help you. And I just think that the yarn I used is not the right type for this. I think I either need to use the Parfait Plush or a Bernat blanket to make this really good for markets, because I made it with Parfait Chunky. And again, I used a 4mm hook for Parfait Chunky. And this guy, he's really cute, super cute, but he's so small. He's little. He is very little. And seriously, okay, for reference, I am 5'3". So he's like the size of my hand. He's smaller than my possums that I make, I think. Like, to me, he's just so little, and I'm like, I don't know what to sell him for because he's tiny. But he took me a while. He took me maybe 45 minutes to an hour. But this is the only one I made, and it was my first time making the pattern. So it is going to take you a little bit longer to make something for the first time. But when you get it, you know. So I think I'm going to try him again with a different type of yarn before I like completely make my judgment. But this one is just going to be a one-off right now. He does have little bobble stitches for his feet. You crochet his little ears in, and then bobble stitches for his horn, and then the way the little booty and the tail is worked, like you chain up and chain back down, and then you finish decreasing, and like, I mean, he's cute. He is adorable. Just not exactly what I was wanting for the market. So maybe if I make him with a larger yarn and a larger hook, my opinion would change. But again, good pattern. No complaints about the pattern. He's just little. Okay, so keeping on with the Highland Cow theme. After that happened, I got the big idea because Crochet by Jenna has a cow pattern in her book. And it's just like a regular cow. And then I was like, oh my God, I should just do the regular cow in Highland Cow colors. So that's what I did. And I made him with little sleepy eyes because I felt like I really didn't have the right size eyes for him. And then on this, I just attached the yarn from one side, and then I chained up like 5 chains, and then slip stitch to the next stitch, chain, slip stitch, chain, so on and so forth. Okay. So I did embroider his eyes. I actually made 2 of him. So I think they're cute, and I can use that for my baby safe section, you know. But again, it's still not exactly what I wanted because you have to crochet the legs and then attach them in. Like, you crochet them in, but making each individual leg, it really wasn't what I was looking for a market. So I think I'm going to go back to the other pattern and just use a different yarn. It's your sign to hydrate, by the way. Okay, so, oh, not me, almost knocking my ring light over. I got a new ring light, by the way. I had recorded like market prep for my Christmas market that I never posted it, and I never even edited it because as I was filming it, I got really mad because my ring light, I don't know if it like overheated or what, but it kept turning off. So I was like, okay. And I got really, really aggravated. So anyway, I bought a new ring light, and so far so good. Hopefully. Anyway, here's the other hot pink duck. I knew I had 4 of them. So here he is. Okay. And then, oh, more bandanas. Those are the cats. Okay. And then I had 2 scrunchies that were already done. I just had to weave in the ends. They have been done for a while, but I'm including them because I finished them in January, technically. Okay, then I have a bunch of mini, oh, wait, nope, another purple duck. I knew I had one more. They are just like in this basket, just randomly. It looks like I have 3 mini octos. These sell really well for me. They are the free pattern on Instagram from All From Jade. They sell super well. So I have 3 red ones. I have 2 hot pink ones. I have 2 light pink ones. I have 2 light blue. And I got on this kick of making these mini octos because they do sell so well. And I'm like, well, if I had some in stock, then, you know. Oh, actually, I had 3 of the light pink. 1 purple, dark purple. I don't know really what happened with this yarn, I'm going to be honest, because all of these are made with the Premier Chenille from Dollar Tree. This one, it's kind of fuzzy. And when I finished working with it, I was like, octopi aren't fuzzy. But he is. I don't know if you can I don't know if you can really see compared to like the orange one. So I had an orange one. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can see the texture difference, but I sure can. Also, I don't know what I did with this orange one because his little body is a lot larger than the other ones. I don't know what I did. Then I don't want to say the pattern. I'm blanking on my patterns today, guys. Well, not my patterns, but the patterns that I bought or that I use. I bought a bird bundle pattern and I made a bald eagle. I will link the pattern down below. The eagle, he's really cute. I really like this pattern. Again, no sew, because I'm a no sew queen. He's really cute, and it comes in a pattern with or a bundle with, you get the eagle, you get a pigeon. I've had several people ask me for pigeons, so that's really why I wanted this pattern. I think a flamingo, a cardinal, some others. And I broke my rule, even though I was harping about it just a minute ago. I'm going back on my rule. I used a 5mm hook with this one just to see, because it was the very first one I made. It turned out an alright size for a 5mm hook, I think. I think I could get $8 or $10 out of it. I found a free mini chunky dino pattern. Oh gosh. I found a free mini chunky dino pattern on Instagram and I started using it and I really like it. So I made this little mini chunky dino with a little smile. He's really cute. This was made with the leftover tie-dye yarn that I had used to make the Drift the Octos. And then the little spikes. Gosh, they just have little fluffies everywhere. The little spikes on him are made with the yarn, basically the Walmart version of Bernat Blanket. I made one singular chicken coaster. I plan to make 3 more, so a set of 4. Just to see how they sell. I think they'll sell really well. I kind of freehanded this. on my own. I think I did 12 double crochets, maybe. I could count and tell you, but I'm pretty sure it's 12. And then you increase from there, and then on this round you don't go all the way around, and then you go back, and then I did not shell stitch, I guess. I think a shell stitch only has like 5 double crochets. Each one of these has 7 double crochets. Except, yeah, so then you come up here, and then I single crocheted up here, and then another one for its head, and then I just kind of free-handed the, couldn't tell you what these are called. I would say the gobbler, but that is for a turkey. And the beak. The beak, I made this so long ago I couldn't even tell you what I did. Did a single crochet, and I think I did a picot stitch, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna see how these sell. I'm gonna make more, but I think it's cute. It's not my vibe, but like I said earlier, people around here love animals, like livestock animals. I know, like, a lot of people that I work with who, like, own chickens and stuff. Cute. Then this is a frog hat, a frog bucket hat. These sell really well for me. So you put it on, and it's a frog. It's a little big on me, but I don't really wear, I mean, I do wear bucket hats, but I don't wear like this kind. So anyway, frog hat. They sell really well. People, for whatever reason, like the novelty hats. Like, I will make like regular bucket hats. Don't sell nearly as much as these. And then another bucket hat. I've kind of freehanded this one. I made a bee. Let's see. The wings really don't stand up. But you can tell that it's a bee hat. I think it's cute. Not on me. But I think it's cute. Oh my god. I think it's cute. I'm more of like a just plain color bucket hat girly. So that was all I made in January. February, I got on a huge dragon kick. Okay, actually, first of all, so I have my little bag here full of my February items. First of all, let's go through the, like, huge. More bandanas. I love making bandanas. They don't sell the best for me, but you know what? They will eventually. And they're like a quick make, especially like if you're going somewhere. Usually if I fly anywhere, I'll have a skein of yarn and I'll make some bandanas. So I have, I don't know how many of these chickens I have. But one clay speckle. This was the same that I used for the Drift the Octopus earlier. Super cute. And then this one, his smile's a little crooked. I think he's just kind of like, he's got some wabi-sabi a little bit. to him, I think. I'm going to have to put this bag down because there's too much stuff. Made a few of these little chickens. Might have to fix his little beak. I think this one is the one that I kind of put the eye just a little bit too far back. He's definitely got some hobby-sobby, but you know what? Sometimes people like that. And also, you know, I said I was going to sit this down, and here I am. Like, handmade items are not meant to be, like, perfect every single time, you know. So here's this one. I forgot how many I made of those. This yarn is the Walmart brand of the Bernat blanket. This one has larger eyes because I think I ran out of the eye size that I needed. Okay, and another one. So I have 4 of those. I finished off that skein. This one, I have 2 of these with just the cream. They're not white, they're actually cream. Pretty sure this yarn was actually... No. Pretty sure this was Walmart Bernat brand Bernat blanket. Mainstays, I guess I should say. And I have another clay speckled one. So I have 2 clay speckled and then like the gray kind of speckly. I have 4 of those and then 2 cream. Okay. I made another Triceratops. This one's purple. It is with the purple striping, but you can kind of see right here the striping where it changes a little bit, and then like with the legs and stuff, because you have to make the legs first. This one I did put in safety eyes. This one kind of reminds me of Baby Pop from Barney and Friends. I used to love Barney and Friends when I was little. I don't know why, but I did. Let's see. I keep rustling around. I really, honestly, that should be my goal for this year, to get better with embroidered eyes. Because I did make a snake from Crochet by Jenna. I feel like I should have made him a little bit longer. But I embroidered his eyes because I was too lazy to find the right safety eyes that I needed. And I was like, well, maybe like a little kid would, you know, want to sling them around, I guess. This is made with Bernat blanket. It's just the leftover yarn that I had. Forget what color he is. But anyway, he's supposed to be a snake. I tried to put like a little tongue on the end here. Didn't look good, so he is just a little snake. Have no clue what I'm going to sell him for. Okay. So here are my pride and joys that I have made recently. We'll go from my least to most favorite. I say that, but like, I like this one. This yarn is Bernat blanket. Got it at Ollie's. Can't remember the name. I still have some right here. Yeah, that's all I have left of that. Ta-da! She's cute. She's gorge. She is My Little Pony. That's what this yarn reminds me of, is Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony. Same colors. because she's got like the purple and then the dark bluish purple and then the pink. Anyway, so that's Bernat blanket. This white is Walmart brand Bernat blanket. So mainstays. She's got the spikes. I had one of these and it sold at one of my markets in October. Same color and everything. And I was really surprised that she sold. Because I think I had like $40 on it. Which I think I'm going to keep the price at $40 for now. Because it does take me about 3 hours to make. But she's cute. Then I made another one with the yarn that I used to make the blueberry cow. She's got another little fluff from those chickens. Use this yarn from the blueberry cow to make this one. And this one just reminds me of like a snow and ice dragon. I've not read Fourth Wing, guys. I know, isn't there like a black one and like a kind of like chicken nugget color one? Like I've seen people make the dragons online. Then it's like Fourth Wing inspired dragon. Not a clue. This one reminds me of winter. The fur, I actually did buy this fur just the other day. Because I had made this and I needed to finish it. I didn't want to do the bobble stitches for the spine again. Because this one, like, I like this one. It's cute. The bobble stitches are a little bit tedious for me. Y'all know me. I'm not going to want to do something that's so tedious. So, after I made this one, I was like, actually, this one is the third one that I made, and I'll show you the second one that I made here in a minute. But I went to Michael's, and I bought the fur yarn from Michael's. It was $9.99, I think. But I have a discount code, or not a discount code. Well, I'm a teacher. I think I get like an extra discount or something, and I put my phone number in, and I got this, and then 2 skeins of Sweet Snuggles Light that were on sale for $5 each. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I went all the way down the tail with this one. You really can't see when you're crocheting with this fur yarn. So I think it's like a little crooked and it's got a little wave to it, but it's okay. It's all right. I think this one's cute. Very gorgeous. This one is actually, I guess, my favorite of the dragons, but I'll explain here in a minute. This one is made with Bernat Frosted, and then the white is the Walmart version of Bernat blanket. This fur, looking on camera, it almost doesn't match, but like in person, it matches. This fur yarn I actually bought from it was actually a student's grandmother. She also crochets, and she was just selling like a whole lot of yarn, and this happened to be a part of it. I got over 100 skeins of yarn for like $100 from her. But this fur happened to be part of it. So when I'd had this frosted yarn for a while because I bought it from Walmart. Walmart actually had a sale on it a few months ago, a while back. And I kept looking at this yarn, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Because it's like, I forget the color name, but I feel like it's like Sand Castle or Sand something. Because it is kind of, It reminds me of the beach in a way, almost. But anyway, I kept looking at it, and finally it clicked. I was like, I'm going to make a dragon with this, and then I'm going to use this fur yarn. So this was the second one I've made. This one, the fur, I didn't go all the way down the tail with it. I think he's cute. So after I made this one, that's when I wanted the white fur for the other one. So this one was the second one I made. Oh, I forgot to mention, I had another little mini dino with the purple striped yarn. Okay, and this was the last one that I made. I finished it up last night, actually. This one is made with Sweet Snuggles Light. So when I went to Michael's the other day, I saw 2 skeins of Sweet Snuggles Light in the clearance bin, but they didn't have a price on them. So when I went to check out, I asked for a price, and the skeins were $5 each. So I was like, yes, I want these. Well, I have really never worked with Sweet Snuggles Light before. I mainly use Bernat Blanket or Premier. I do have, which you can't see the way the camera's angled, but on the very top of my shelf, I have a singular skein of Sweet Snuggles Light that's like a lavender purple that is perfect for making like dittos and stuff like Pokemon. But anyway, I made this one with Sweet Snuggles Light with a 4mm hook. It's the same pattern. It's the dragon from Crochet by Jenna. The white, I used Parfait Chunky. So let me show you the size difference between the two. Okay. The size from like tip of the nose, like she's little, but it's okay. So I'm gonna price her, I guess, at $30 because my other ones are $40. But I just loved this yarn because to me, okay, now looking at it on the camera, it almost makes me think of a peppermint, like from Christmas. But to me, like in person, where it's got the dark pink and the light pink and the white, to me, even though it's after Valentine's Day already, she looks very Valentine, very cute. I've not put anything on her back, and I don't think I will, mainly because I think Cosmo, sorry, my cat is scratching my treadmill. She never does this, except for now, obviously, when I'm like in the middle of filming something. If I put the fur yarn, I think it would just like take away, well, if I could get this angled right, I'm having trouble here, guys. I think it would just take away from, like, the fur yarn is too thick to go down her spine. So she's just gonna be a spineless dragon, I guess. And again, size difference. I forgot to say, with the Bernat Blanket, I always use a 6mm hook. So 6mm Bernat Blanket, 4mm Sweet Snuggles Light. I will say, like, the stitches on the Sweet Snuggles Light are really tight. So I think I can size up to a size 5mm. I might try that and see how that works for next time. But yeah, and then, oh, I used 12mm safety eyes for her. So, yeah. guys, we're at the end of the video. That's everything I made so far. I think I will be setting up at my local flea market. And I know, like, flea market, see, people there try to haggle sometimes. But to me, flea market, like, I've actually done well there selling my crochet. Like, people will sell handmade jewelry there. People will sell candles. There's this one guy who sells handmade bowls. They're not like, they're just kind of like, well, it's more of like canisters instead of bowls. But he makes them out of like Coke can cartons. And he'll put so many together and like glue them together and press them down and sand them. And then he like shapes them in. My mom bought one time. So he like different arts and crafts there. I've seen people sell like their wood burning stuff, handmade soaps, handmade candles, all kinds of things. So it is the flea market. So there are like people there who sell like their clothes and stuff. So it's not like a craft market. But I think I'm going to set up there at the beginning of March. I think opening day is like on a Wednesday. It's March 4th, which I can't go that day. But, because I'll be at work. But on that Saturday, it'll be open. So I think I'm going to go there and just see. And hopefully it won't be freezing cold. Aside from that, I don't have any actual like craft markets planned right now. My mom has a market in Tennessee for her jewelry. She sells rhinestone jewelry and like the Swarovski jewelry. And she gets accepted to this market and I don't, because I already have a crochet vendor. Which I understand, but it is what it is. So I will keep you updated on my market prepping and the next market I go to. See you next time, guys. Bye.